Welcome back to the GSL. We have had some great games so far. We're going to go into our final match now. It's going to be a PvP Squirtle against Parting.
That's right. And I think we're jumping in on... Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's actually the very last match, because we were originally going to do Fantasy DRG, but it looks like Parting Squirtle is the one that we're going to do instead of PvP.
We're having to rotate some of these matches around, guys, because some games are taking longer than others. There are games constantly going on right now.
Yeah, it looks like probably Fantasy DRG is still going on. So
yeah,
that's fine. Parting
so PvP
so far. Yeah, I'm expecting him to beat Squirtle. I've always really liked Parting's PvP. I think he's very, very strong at it, especially since a lot of it can come down to Soccer Micro, and he's so good at that.
Yeah, I mean,
just no one controls stalkers like this guy.
But don't count Squirtle out. I know he's been having a bad day today, so let's see here. Oh, we just got some results in here. It looks like DRG just won.
Yeah, he beat Squirtle.
Yep.
So it looks like just some of these matches do go long. You know, you just get a long set of games, and some of these other games you saw, you know, the set went really quickly because they decided to cheese each other and whatnot. So this is why we do this online, because like this would be
chaos.
So hard to do down there, especially since we have 4 booths and 5 players. It would take all day.
Yeah. So we're going to go to that PvP match very soon here. I mean, Parting is just kicking so much ass right now.
Yeah.
He's like not stoppable.
Yeah. We'll see how well he does overall in the actual tournament when that starts. Could go deep. Parting, he's been a little bit cooler lately than he was before. You know, for a bit there, it seemed like he was going to win everything. Like, he's cooled off. His hot streak is not quite as red hot as it was before.
I mean, you can never count Parting out. This guy was the world champion only a few years ago. And he's definitely somebody who's continued to improve and develop. Despite, you know, whether it was in Wings of Liberty or now here in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, and he's
in Heroes
really
of the Storm.
He's really stabilized himself as a top pro by joining SKT1 as well. I think that was a really good move by him, to be honest.
And that's a tough call, too. I mean, it's a completely different atmosphere when you join a new team like that.
Yeah, especially SK.
It's a good salary, too, but then, of course, you're under a different training regimen as well.
Yeah. And there's a lot of pressure on you and whatnot, but like you can see that he has now withstood the test of time, which that's never certain for players. Like, him and Squirtle were basically partners in crime before. Like, Squirtle actually, I think, like, showed Parting how to be good and invented most of their builds for a long time, and then Parting kind of came into his own.
Parting's got this ability to control his units. Squirtle has like this very complex understanding of the game with the openers and strategies, but and I would say Squirtle's control, by the way, has improved a lot over the years.
It has.
But when you look at Parting, I mean, my God, man. I think if Squirtle wins this, it's going to be through duping Parting somehow. Over here in the upper right in the red, he is
SK Telecom T1 Parting.
Over here in the bottom left in the blue, he is
I am Squirtle.
Yeah, kind of a fun match to see these two play against each other. Squirtle came up first, and you know, they were both on Startail for quite a while. Squirtle became one of the top Protosses in the world, and Parting came up pretty quickly after him, and it was kind of like it felt like, you know, the master and the student type of situation. Then Parting eventually passed him and just kept going, and Squirtle, like, has had dips and he's had ups, and he's done very well for himself as well. Like, he has made a GSL finals. We can't say that about Parting, but generally speaking, people consider Parting to be better.
Oddly enough, we can't say that about Parting. We're still waiting for that moment, presumably where he will become a GSL champion, but it's not happened yet, despite stellar performance.
Yeah, it feels like something that just will happen eventually.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep Parting away from a championship forever.
Where'd it go? It disappeared.
So you can see 3-0 against 0-3. Kind of rough.
Yeah.
Would feel good for Squirtle to be able to pick up this win, though, and say, hey, at least I beat the winner of the group.
Yeah.
So, how are you doing, Tasteless?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah?
I'm doing really good. It's good to be casting with you again.
If you had to live in the ocean as a fish...
Yes.
And you weren't going to get eaten, okay? You get to live out your full life as a fish.
Which
what type
fish
of fish
would I want to be?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's a question. do I have my old human memories and stuff? Like, or am I
Yes.
just like...
Yes, you have your...
All right, then what I would do is I'd be
your
one of those fish at the very, very, very bottom with the light on his head.
Yeah.
And then I get to explore the bottom part of the ocean that no human's been to.
Okay, now I would do that if I didn't have my human memories. Because if I had my human memories, every new scary thing I saw in the dark that only got lit up when it got close to my face would scare the shit out of me. So I would not do that.
What would you do?
Which fish would I be? I would be like a fish on a reef. It's really pretty there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, have you seen this meme on the internet that's been going around? It, there's socially awkward penguin, right?
Yeah.
Then socially awesome penguin.
Yeah.
Have you seen this one with a seal?
No, what is it?
It's just like, it's whenever anything awkward happens that you didn't do or cause. It's like the seal looking in there, and it's like, when I'm at my friend's house, and at the bottom it'll say, and their parents start yelling at them in front of me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Everyone I knew in my childhood was one of those seals. Okay, so we have Twilight play here from Squirtle, and in fact
Yes.
he's going right into a DT shrine, and he's going up against an Oracle opening from Parting.
So two very different paths here.
And these builds actually can match up fine against each other, to be perfectly honest. Like, neither player necessarily needs to get ahead.
You got to be careful not to fumble, though, when you're the guy getting the Oracle.
Yeah.
If you're just out of position and not paying really close attention, the DT does get a lot of kills. It can be a big problem.
Yeah. But DT Robo is a super solid opener, to be honest. It's not nearly as popular as it used to be because of the Oracle upgrade. Because before, Oracles were actually like a little bit slower. They weren't excelling quite as well. You couldn't really harass them as long-term as you can nowadays, so people didn't really get them as often. Nowadays, though, with their increased popularity, there's just a lot more detection for Protoss, generally speaking, so we don't see this build as much. But
yeah,
it still can do fine against it.
Okay, here comes that Oracle now. And Warp Gate just now finishes, right before that Oracle gets in there. Now, he's only got, what, one Stalker right now. So, I mean, this Oracle can do a lot of damage, man. All right, he's up there now.
Yeah, he gets 2 kills and takes some pretty significant damage.
Yeah, he took a beating back there.
And, wait, did he not see the DT shrine?
No, I don't think he did, actually. Oh, no, he seems to know.
Robo.
Well, he's also making this pylon wall, so no, he's
just flying his Oracle back home, yeah, because sometimes you see the player that sees it. It
got in.
This could deal a lot of damage. Sometimes you do see a second Oracle out of this, but he just wants to fly the main one home. Good force field. Really, really strong.
Really nicely done. Damn.
Well, down it goes. So a solid hold, and he's going to be able to get an Observer up. But this gives plenty of time to Squirtle to go ahead, get some Immortals out, and both players look like they wanted to grab some Blink as well. It's a strong upgrade.
And so this game is starting to go into a very natural PvP. This could be a long game. If they both get their seconds up, there's not a lot that they can do to each other for a while.
Let's see how many Stalkers they make. Sometimes when you commit pretty heavily to Stalkers, you want to go over and kill them. Because Stalkers, the later it gets in the game, they get a little bit less worthwhile. Ooh. Nice little harassment, at least.
Got one probe there. That makes him 3 kills total.
Forge now coming up for Parting. We're going to want to start those upgrades ASAP. Do have to give a little bit of a lead here, though, to Squirtle. Because, he got the expansion up quicker. He has some really great tech roots. Of course, those tech roots are available to Parting now, but a little bit slower. They're ready. But Parting's going to make up for some of this, at least, by getting that quicker Forge.
Okay, he's now backing up here. The DT did get away. You want to keep that outside of their base so that if they do leave and they leave with their Observer, then you can run that DT back in there.
Yeah.
And get a lot of kills.
Well, the thing is, Parting is like pretty sure that Squirtle's like too good to make a bunch of DTs. So he actually walked out and pushed that DT away. Because, if he had, like, made another one, sometimes you play on the ladder and the guy will have a DT
4
waiting for you
DTs,
to
like,
move
outside,
out.
yeah.
And then the DT walks in as you go chase one in the middle of the map, and then it walks and kills a bunch of probes, and you're like, oh, I guess I lose because you did something that is actually
it's
probably
like economically
not a good idea.
not good, yeah.
But not the case here from Squirtle. I love seeing little tiny changes like that when you're playing one of the best players in the world.
We have the Warp Prism coming out here now for Squirtle. And, oh, he's going to have to back up from here. Now, he could try to take a third in a little while and just keep partying stuck inside of his base. I mean, with Blink and the Warp Prism, it's not that hard to control your opponent.
And I just got a little update on how this group is actually going, and Parting hasn't completely clinched the group yet because DRG has been doing so well. If Parting loses 0-2, then we watch DRG against Fantasy to see who's actually going to win the group. If Parting wins even one set, then he goes to the next round.
All right, so now we know. So, I mean, look,
he needs to win, basically, a game.
It should be a home run here for Party, considering how he's been playing so far, considering he just has to win one game.
Yeah, but right now, Squirtle's winning. Squirtle's doing a fantastic job right now. You know, he's in a good spot.
He's looking very good.
But
it is a best of 3.
Yeah, totally. All right, I do like that he's getting +2 so quickly. That's quite nice. Definitely one way that you know, Parting is ahead.
By the way, Parting's placement is just so good. I love how, you know, the Protosses have now gotten this down to like a perfect science of exactly where you want to put everything.
Yeah.
So you could force field stuff. For instance, this cannon covers everything that the DT could possibly harass.
That's right. It's really well placed. And it's important to have good placement on your buildings because harassment is such a big part of Starcraft 2 nowadays.
Yeah, it really is.
Thank God it used to just be 2 guys making armies running into each other. But nowadays it's like the game is generally... It comes down so often to how well can you harass.
TVP used to be tearing, stimming, and hoping that there wasn't a force field at the ramp. That was a strategy.
It's like, I hope you miss that.
Hope you don't get it. I'm going to be a champion.
It's true.
If I win this, it means I'm better than you.
And I guess it did.
At the time.
Yeah.
Look, a Magic Phoenix.
No, that's a hallucination.
It's a Magic Phoenix, man.
About?
No.
You're not even...
It's Magic Phoenix and Hallucinated Immortal. You said that yourself.
No. I never said that. All right, Charge is going to finish up for both players here. Taking a look at the army supplies, look pretty similar at the moment. Parting moving across the map. He wants to challenge this third base. And he has 1 extra Immortal. Again, their army supplies are quite similar. Squirtle actually has a little bit higher at the moment. But Parting is about to have his +2 attack, which is definitely going to help out. That plus the extra Immortal plus a few Warpins. Oh, he has an extra Archon as well. So that's kind of nice. Let's see if he can put some damage on.
Okay, now he's going to make these 2 Magic Archons over here in the front.
Those are Magic Archons.
Those are Magic Archons, right? Yeah, the 2. And these actually could take a good amount of damage, and you know, considering how beefy the Archons already are, this might allow him to actually win this battle.
Ooh, some very good time warps going down. A great Guardian Shield on the army at this moment. Zealots coming in. The Archons all still left alive, and these Immortals just killing it.
1 DT comes in here from behind.
Man, look at this Warp Prism from Parting, warping in Zealots, and with the Immortals getting attacked by Zealots, Parting is going to be able to win this.
Unbelievable. I mean, Parting is just godlike, man. That, I think, is, yep, that's it. GG.
Wow, really well done. You know, the Immortal count, so important in PvP.
Yeah.
Really well executed. I loved the Warp Prism. Finding that Warp Prism up there was
the
a
hallucinated Archons.
Oh, yeah.
Those were really, I mean, that was really smart.
Take the first few hits.
Yeah, the real Archons are behind him.
You know, the Zealots,
so
some
much
of them use
damage.
charge on them as well.
Yeah.
Their charge cooldown goes away. It's
I mean,
really
it all goes back to what we've been talking about this whole time, is that Parting's control is just too good. Yeah. He wins every engagement by miles ahead of his opponent.
Yeah. And it's crazy, too, because their supplies were very similar going into that. But, you know, the small little differences that Parting had, the extra Immortal, the extra Archon, the Warp Prism going the right direction, you know, those couple of hallucinations, a lot of it really added up.
Really nicely done. Let's take a look at the match results now.
All right, so Parting got the win that he needed over Squirtle. DRG versus Fantasy, I guess, doesn't really even have to be played. Because that's how the cookie crumbles. Parting is going to be the player who wins this group and advances to the next round.
And that does it there for Group A, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. For the sake of summary, you can see it right here. Parting just dominating.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Squirtle, a very disappointing showing. And I'm really waiting for that moment when Fantasy is going to shine like he did in Brood War, but he's just not there yet.
Would be nice to see. Now, this is tomorrow's match. Make sure you tune in. Same time, same place. Taste of Salt and I will be here to cast Maru, Impact, Flash, Action, and RorO.
So definitely don't miss out on that, guys. It'll be same time, same place. Also, RorO is forfeiting his match.
Oh, no. Okay, well, that means that, well, one less player?
Yeah, I guess one less. No, we could still have the same number of games.
Yeah, I would imagine we're going to broadcast the same amount of games.
Yeah.
But
So,
sometimes that happens, unfortunately.
Good to give you guys that update. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I know it says RorO there. RorO's not going to be there.
RorO. Probably in his boat somewhere.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Great work today, Artosis. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Good night.
There's a fire in your heart, a spirit within. There's a yearning that's deep in your soul.